that is the sound of the jar of names. We shall pick out a name. It's actually the other jar of names. It's a bit more full than the other one. So this video is for everyone, including but not excluded to Captain RH. Right, so back in the other jar of names you go. And we shall begin. So, this is a cup of tea in a podcast. This is the cup of tea. And this is the podcast. Right, so down in the comment section, you should be able to find a skip list, either from myself or somebody else. And you can skip to this week's update, this week's topic, this week's question, and this week's goals. But this week, we're going to start with update. So, with the upload of this podcast, we are now caught up with JD262 because, we are, basically. There should be some videos coming up after this of Let's Plays, but I said I wasn't going to record anymore until I've caught up. So I'm caught up, which just means the next video you see should be a podcast because there's no Let's Play videos in between then. However, that would mean there's no point in doing a podcast next because there'll be no comments to talk about and stuff like that. However, there's one change. I'm going to be starting doing some new games. I've recently recorded a new one called Yonder the Cloudcatcher Chronicles, so I'm going to be playing that in my new sort of schedule. So there's going to be 2 episodes of that coming out before the next podcast. So there will be some episodes for you to comment on so I can discuss it in the next podcast, which should be out on Monday. And these 2 videos will be out hopefully probably one Saturday and then one Sunday. I reckon they'll be out, those Yonder videos, but they'll be happening. And I'll probably keep doing that Let's Play until it's finished. I'm not sure yet, though. I haven't decided, but that's what I'm going with at the moment. Obviously, let me know with the videos if you like them or not by liking them, leaving comments, that sort of thing. Yeah, you know what I mean. But yes, apart from that, with new games, I also want to do another new game, but I'm not sure how I'm going to do that yet. I'm still deciding. But yeah, apart from that, like I said, though, I'm going to start my new schedule now. So the new schedule is as follows. On Monday, we're going to have the podcast, and then on Tuesday, we're going to have game 1, and there's going to be 40 minutes of it, but because I'm doing Dark Chronicle at the moment, I can't really do that. I can only do like 50-minute slots, so there's going to be half an hour, so there's going to be 2 Dark Chronicle episodes. And then on Wednesday, there's going to be Fable 2, which was obviously game 2, which is going to be a full 40 minutes of that game. And then Thursday, we're going to have another 2 episodes of Dark Chronicle, what would be 40 minutes of Dark Chronicle of game 1. And then, because at the moment I'm still sort of holiday, so I've still got time. On Fridays there will be the new game, which at the moment will be Yonder. And then there'll be pointing episodes at the weekend if we've got any. So yes, obviously it means I've dropped a Fable 2 episode, which is not great. But obviously this is just the new schedule, just so it's a little less hectic and everyone can sort of chill out and watch these as they come instead of like forcing themselves to rush to get them watched, which is what I think is what's happening, because that's how I would feel if this was happening. But yeah, when I go to college, I'm going to go to uni, sorry, this schedule might change again. It might get rid of the new game on the Friday. Possibly, I'm not sure yet, I haven't decided, but we'll see what happens, you know? Obviously, when Dark Chronicles finished, we'll be able to do another 40-minute episode on Monday and Tuesday. On Tuesday and Thursday. Is that right? Yeah, that's right, yeah. So that's what's going to be happening. But we'll talk about that a little bit later on as well. Okay. So that's everything in the update. I think it is. Cool. So, what videos have we got coming out this week then? Like I said, there's only 2, and both of them are Yonder, the Cloudcatcher Chronicles. One of them is called On My Way, and the other one is possibly called Beach Combing, or it could be anything else. I haven't decided yet, because I don't just do the beach. I do a lot of stuff, so it's not really a descriptive title. But we'll see what happens later on then. That's the videos. Not a lot. There's a few, though. But hints for a couple of adventure videos. I need to catch up on them. But the next one that you should see before the next podcast, that's my goal for this week, it's an event that happened in July, and one of the pictures that is on this podcast right now will have something to do with it. We'll leave that for that and see if you can work it out. Cool, right then, so now we're going to go on to the Community Watch segment. Let's go on to Mention Monday then, shall we? So, Mention Monday, these are the people who commented on the video since the last podcast. And we have 4 names this week. We thank Overlord Master, Bernard Termere, Max Ravage, and Horia. So thank you all for commenting. Right, now we're moving now on to the Q&A. So the Q&A from last week, someone has said, that person is Overlord Master, have you done anything that was dangerous? And if so, what? So what have I done that's dangerous? I'm not really a dangerous person. I'm more of a cautious person. You know, I steadily take steps and that sort of line. But the most dangerous thing I've done that I can remember, probably agreeing to do a fight scene for a film under a director of ours, Hayden, if you know him from the vlogs. He is known for pushing his actors very hard. For example, on one of the films we've done, we had rain effects where we used a hose, and it was midnight, and it was cold, and the actors were getting... Yeah, it was just not a great deal, so we had to try and... I tried to make him shorten it down, and he's very insane like that. So, yeah, that's probably the most dangerous thing I've done, working under him. Cool. But that's this question this week. So now it is subscribers, I think? Yes. Right, so... Last week, we were at 1,387. This week, we've gotten up 13 names to 1,400. So it's gone up a lot. But we've got 3 new names on the list. And this week, we welcome to the community Nora, Jean Corse Ichko, and Is Zen. So thank you for joining the community. If you have done dangerous things, let me know what they are. Yeah, and I'm sorry if I butchered your names. I feel like I did this week, because I apologise. Right, now this week's question, but first it'll be last week's question, which was a lot of different things about the Sticky Chicken video. What did you think of that? Dark Chronicle, what do you think of the new editing style? Would you like to see a documentary? And Twitch as well. There was a lot of different questions, but we actually have some responses from a lot of people. But for some reason, I seem to only have 2 responses on this. Okay, yeah. So Bernard Termere says, I like to see the documentary. He didn't see the other one I did, but he has actually seen it. Actually, this is a bad thing. I need to... Let me load up the actual questions. Comments themselves. I've got them saved. And I'll read them directly from the horse's mouth, so to speak. Sorry to call you a horse, Bernard Termere. Yes, he likes to say he would. He hasn't seen the documentary, but he would like to, and he's seen it, and he did like it. It was very refreshing because he doesn't watch that lot sort of thing. But he said he would definitely like to see a documentary. And at the moment, because I'm behind on Cup of Adventure, because I've focused on getting this channel up to date, I've decided to cut out a video from that schedule, which means I'm not going to be able to do the documentary yet, but in Q4 of this year, I'm going to start doing a documentary, I think. Probably the same when I was talking about the YouTube thing, about how gaming videos seem to be portrayed online. So yeah, so I'm probably going to do a documentary, so that's that question sorted. And then we had a response from Max Ravage, who answered the Twitch thing, who said, honestly, if I did stream my gaming stuff on Twitch and then later edit it for YouTube, he would likely end up watching it through live on Twitch as well, which is that's good. Yeah, I'm still not sure what to do about that though. I'm not 100% sure yet. We'll see. And he also replied, Max Ravage, to another question, which was about the editing style of what was it? Oh yeah, the editing style of of the Dark Chronicle, and he said he really likes the editing in the video, which is good, which means I'm going to stick to that. Plus I also get a lot more done, so that's a good move I think to do. And I think actually some people did reply to the Sticky Chicken video, but I didn't actually get their names, but I think most people saying they were enjoying the style, which is good. Cool. So positive stuff from the new directions we're taking, so that is really good. But this week's question is, let me know what you think of the Yonder videos. Obviously it's a newish game, so let me know what you think of the whole new game playing, so we're up to date and playing some new stuff, which hopefully should be good. It will probably be good trying to get more people into the community, because they'll be looking for this new game thinking like, oh, what's this about? So hopefully that will work in that sort of way, which is not why I'm doing it. I'm doing it because I really wanted to play Yonder, but I would like to play some new later games as well. But obviously if it builds a bigger community, that's a good thing, because then we have more opinions coming in from different directions and we can have a bigger sort of fun time together, if that makes sense. Which I don't think it did, because I feel like I just rambled. Anyway, that's this week's question, so now we'll go on to this week's theme. Now, this week's theme, it doesn't really belong to anybody, but we're going to be talking about a comment from Horia, who was very annoyed, because he said, I haven't brought the food vendors in the Fable 2 pointing video. He's been telling me for a while, and he's... Oh yeah, he said he's starting to wonder if his advice is not being taken appreciated. Of course it is. It's just, unfortunately, there is a backlog of recording, where I record things and then other things get uploaded, and I've already recorded like a month or so in advance. Well, it's not a month in advance, it's like 2 weeks. So of course, by doing that, when I saw your comments in the first place, it doesn't get an effect until a few weeks after. But the good thing about this is the fact that now I haven't recorded anything other than the Yonder videos. So when you start seeing Fable 2 stuff now, I haven't even recorded it yet. Probably do that on the Sunday. So now all these things that have happened, I should start to implement. Yeah. And the other thing I think Horace did mention about was I didn't finish his theory. in a pointing episode, which I will be going back to. It's just because I wanted to get those videos out of the way so I can get caught up, which is bad because I shouldn't be just pumping stuff out, but I wanted to get caught up so I can start focusing and, take a new direction, which is what I'm doing. So yeah, don't worry about that. That's why I wanted to mention it this week, just to let you know what's going on with the recording and the backlog, and all these things are getting sorted. Okay, so goals now then, coming out of the Community Watch. I did want to get the podcast out on Thursday. Unfortunately, it's a fail because I went for a run, got back, and then was knackered, absolutely shattered, so I couldn't do it. I was ready, though. I replied to comments, so I was halfway there. But overall, it's a fail because this is going out on a Friday. But close enough, and we have caught up, so it's a good thing. Right, but this week's goal is by the next time the next podcast comes out, which is hopefully on Monday, I want to have recorded and hopefully uploaded the next Cup of Adventure video, which is linked to the the hint that we said earlier. That's what I want to get done by then, so hopefully that will happen. I plan to do it on Sunday. We'll see how well that turns out. But yeah, that's that, and that's the only thing after that. We've just got to get caught up with Cup of Adventure because we've caught up with this channel now. But that is it for this week then. Fairly short, but we're getting through some stuff, and nice that we're all caught up so we can actually do some proper things now and start increasing the quality of different things with new aspects and new avenues of things to explore. That made no sense. But yeah, so if you can tell me what film was last week's, because we did have a film. What film was it? It was Meet the Robinsons with Keep Moving Forward, which is it was actually a good theme for the catching up, really. Yeah, so that's really good. But yeah, that was that film. I don't think anybody got it right, unfortunately, but that's not too bad. Right, now, I would finish this cup of tea, but I'm going to record some more Yonder in a second, because I'm really enjoying the game. So I'll just take another sip. But yeah, that's that then. So until the next time we meet, I will say farewell. Yonder video is coming out the weekend, and then we'll resume the normal schedule, or the new schedule, on Monday with a podcast, and then Dark Chronicle on the Tuesday, Fable 2 on the Wednesday, back to Dark Chronicle, and then a Yonder video on the Friday, possibly pointing at the weekend. But that is it now then, so now I shall leave you with what film We Got All the Ways to Be. WICKED.